Today we'll tell you how the small businesses of Columbus come together to help the Festival of Lights bring this beloved Christmas parade to life.
I think it's a great way for people of all ages to see what their business is offering, what they're doing, and just really drum them up talking about it.
Then we explore Columbus East girls wrestling and the success they have found both on and off the mat.
I think the greatest benefit that we've gotten from this sport is each other, like the family bond and like the sisterly bond.
Finally, we'll look at the Silver Gloves boxing tournament and how it impacts the young fighters of Columbus.
You know, no other fight really is on the same scale as Silver Gloves is.
All that and more on Torch TV.
Onward and forward.
Welcome back to Torch TV. I'm Abby Knollman, and today I'm joined by Colin Wolfe. Colin, winter break is only a few days away. Do you have any exciting Christmas plans coming up?
Just hanging out with friends and family.
Me too. Well, let's get right into this week's show. Winter break is only a few days away, with our last day being the 20th. We won't be coming back until Tuesday, January 7th, with the 6th being a professional development day. This year's winter formal is January 4th at Southside Elementary from 8 to 11 p.m. Tickets are $15 a piece and can be purchased at the bookstore until Friday the 20th. You must have your ID to purchase a ticket and enter the dance. For our seniors, Eden Knight is hosting a website and social media account to promote any events or volunteer-style senior projects. Just send a flyer or project information to 25knightl@students.bcsc.k12.in.us and get some free advertising.
The Festival of Lights is a tradition in Columbus. A new spin on this community event adds an opportunity for even more small businesses to participate. Our Cambry Martinez has more.
The Festival of Lights is a Christmas tradition Columbus holds annually. This year was one to remember for all the small businesses participating. When participating in this Christmas parade, not only did they showcase their products, but also brought Christmas spirit to the entire county. The Festival of Lights is a tradition held for Columbus every year. However, this year, there was more opportunities than ever for small businesses to showcase their products beforehand.
This is one of the biggest community events in the wintertime that we have that goes on. I wanted to put my small business in it just to be a participant so people would know we exist, that our business exists. I like to participate in community things.
I get to meet new people in the community. I get to tell them where my business is located, just making the connections with people that wouldn't necessarily just walk through the doors of my business.
This year was a crucial year for businesses to showcase with over 15,000 people present at the event with 20 food vendors and 20 booth vendors.
It's really important for small businesses to sign up, have a float, get walkers, have the visibility, because it is about name recognition. The more people see you out there in the environment, the more they'll remember you.
There's multiple ways you can participate. We have options where they can be a vendor in our vendor market. They can, if they're located on the parade route, they're more than welcome to have extended hours or do something special or offer specialty flights. Also, you can be in the parade and be a sponsor. So there's multiple ways that you can join, from, whether you want to spend a little bit of money or you want to do like a larger sponsorship. So there's something for everybody.
The community was ecstatic to see the small businesses show off their products and welcome them with Christmas spirit.
One thing I like about the Festival of Lights is how it brings our community together, gives us the opportunity to meet people we may not regularly meet.
Everyone in the community comes together for one night and just wants to put on a great event for everyone else.
The Festival of Lights was a huge success, and there are more years of Christmas spirit to come. Events just like this are perfect for are perfect opportunities for small businesses to grow and expand their products to people all around.
Cambry, the Festival of Lights seems huge for not only small businesses but the community. In previous years, were there booth vendors beforehand at the event?
This was the first year that booth vendors and food vendors were seen before the parade, deeming this an all-day event. They had the opportunity to choose whether they wanted to be in the parade or have a booth at the festival.
Now we head over to East Media's Miley Tibbs with this week's weather forecast.
Thank you, Abby. Starting on Friday, it will be cloudy with a small chance of rain and snow with a high near 36 and a low of 25. On Saturday, it will be partly cloudy with a high near 34 with a low around 21. Finally, on Sunday, it will also be mostly sunny with a high near 35 and a low of 23. However, this year is looking like a rainy Christmas with a high of 49 and a low of 40. That's all we have for weather. Now back to you guys.
After this short break, we'll have a look at the success of our own girls wrestling team and how close they are to winning the state title in their first year as a sanctioned team.
And how PAL Boxing is hosting the Silver Gloves tournament here in Columbus and how significant it is for the local boxing community.
All that and more coming up on Torch TV.
Put it on.
Watch where you're going, guy.
Bro, what? Who do you think you're talking to right now?
I'm talking to you. You need to watch where you're going and not be on your phone.
What are you gonna do, punch me?
Yes.
We now head inside to take a look at girls wrestling here at Columbus East, highlighting what they have done so far and what they aim to achieve. This year is the first year of state-sanctioned girls wrestling in Indiana. And here at Columbus East High School, our wrestlers have a senior-heavy team with a serious chance at a team state title. Still, the outcome of this season is determined by the work these girls put into the room.
We're consistent in our work, and we show up every day, and even when we don't feel like it, we're putting that in. And we have the influence, we have the people, we have the support, and we have the love for the sport.
Everybody that wrestled last year has come back for the most part, so everybody has a little bit of experience. I believe in our program and what we do year in and year out to make wrestlers better every time they step on the mat.
The Columbus East girls wrestling program is very young, being only in its second year. Regardless, East girls have been making waves, even becoming the first ever Women's Hoosier Hills Conference champions.
Those who don't know us don't have any expectations or any idea of what we can do, but we know what we can do. So we just come to these big meets and we surprise everybody.
Been our goal since day one is kind of just get better every single day with aspirations to win the state title at the end of the year.
Even being so hopeful for more success this season, the wrestlers of Columbus East aren't losing sight of the real reason this sport is so important.
I feel like women are finally getting an opportunity to break down barriers, and I think it's great for the sport. I think it's great for women, and I'm just really glad I can have a small part in it.
Yeah, we're gonna win some stuff, and we're gonna get some titles, and we're gonna make names for ourselves. But I think the greatest benefit that we've gotten from this sport is each other, like the family bond and like the sisterly bond. I don't know. I love these girls. I love our team.
Now let's head over to Karin Dutra with the latest news on East Athletics.
Thank you, Abby. At last week's BCSC school board meeting, it was unanimously voted to rename our football stadium after East's all-time winningest football coach, Bob Gaddis. Coach Gaddis maintained an incredible 212-43 record at East, including a staggering 96 consecutive wins in the Hoosier Hills Conference and 2 state championships. A Ball State graduate, Gaddis coached at 6 high schools before finding his home at East, where he led the Olympian football team for 20 seasons, worked as athletic director, and landed a spot in the Indiana Football Hall of Fame. Columbus East football improved its record and culture under Gaddis' leadership, and the program is built off of the traditions he established. All those who interacted with Gaddis in his time at East were inspired by his commitment and unique coaching style. The athletic department is proud to rename the stadium after one of the most influential figures in East athletic history.
One of the mottos that we always used was do what champions do, and so he embodied that and expected out of his coaches and also his players, and so that was kind of the legacy I feel like he left with me.
Probably just one of excellence, and that entails on the football field, that entails in the community, that entails in the classroom, and just doing the little things right in your daily life.
I'm super excited that they were able to honor him and to name the stadium after him. It's a cool deal knowing that I had a little part of that.
He's done so much for Columbus East High School and Columbus East football. We thought it was a fitting tribute.
Looking at upcoming East sports, it's rivalry week. Girls basketball plays the Bulldogs here at home tonight. JV is at 6:30 and varsity starts at 7:30. Tomorrow night, boys basketball is playing at that school across town. Freshmen and JV both start at 6 and varsity will play at 7:30. Wrestling is also in full swing on Saturday. The girls team has an invitational at Jeffersonville High School starting at 8:30 a.m. and boys wrestling has a tournament at 9 a.m. here at home. In addition, both the girls and boys swim and dive teams will compete on Saturday morning at New Albany High School. There are no home competitions over winter break, so mark your calendars for Wednesday, January 8th to get back in the gym to support your O's. That's all for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Now we'll head to PAL Boxing and see how hosting Silver Gloves for their 2nd year in a row is making an impact on the youth at the gym and all over the community.
Silver Gloves has always made an impact on the youth around the nation, showcasing their boxing skills. Not only does this allow them to show off, but it also lets coaches recruit more fighters into their family.
And not only does it help out the community, but it also shows the support and love for the kids.
The local gym, PAL Boxing, has made a tremendous year fighting and has even more promising future ahead, especially this year with 6 fighters currently active in competition.
No other fight really is on the same scale as Silver Gloves is. I don't want to win. I want to go out there and I want to knock the dude out or dominate, one of the two.
This event gave many of the fighters an opportunity of a lifetime, not only for Columbus, but also the youth of it around Indiana.
Make him quit, make him puke and make him bleed.
A lot of kids, they consider this as a home.
If it's a win, I'll be okay with it. If it's a loss, I'll have some work to do.
After this break, we'll have a look at the most recent and national, state, and local news, what you need to know to stay up to date,
as well as more information on the healthcare CEO's assassination.
All that and more coming up on Torch TV.
Merry Christmas!
Oh my God, Santa! I got so good this year!
Okay then, here's your present for being such a good girl.
What?
Where's your lanyard?
I don't have it.
You're going on the naughty list.
Now we head over to East Media's Advika Dunya with the most recent in sports, or news.
Thanks, Colin. In international news, there's been growing concern that Israel is advancing into Syria, with more than 300 strikes made on the latter. Arab nations are condemning this act, claiming it is disregarding international law. NBC News' Keir Simmons talked with Russia's foreign minister to confirm the claim that the former president of Syria, Assad, and his wife were staying in Russia. Also, a Ukrainian man embarked on a journey to escape to Romania from his country, currently at war, to avoid being drafted. Rescuers found the man hypothermic, but they also found his kitten, Peach, snuggled up in his jacket. Both the man and Peach are in recovery, expected to return to good health soon. This leads us to national news. The U.S. has been trying to send as much military assistance and aid as they can to Ukraine before President-elect Trump takes office. The Harvard International Office is also advising international students to come to campus before President-elect Trump's inauguration. In Madison, Wisconsin, there was a school shooting. The shooter was identified as 15-year-old Natalie Rupnow. A second-grade student called the police station at 10:57 a.m. 3 people died, including Rupnow, from a self-inflicted gunshot. 1 other teacher and teenage student were pronounced dead. 6 other students and a teacher were injured, 2 of which are in critical condition with life-threatening injuries. Now, in local news, Anthony Carter, convicted for the murder of his girlfriend, Ashley Neville, started to argue with the judge after he sentenced Carter to life imprisonment with no parole. Carter started to argue so much that the rest of his hearing had to be done via Zoom video to prevent further complications. Then, a Bloomington woman, Billie Davis, was sentenced to prison for a hate crime against an 18-year-old woman of Chinese descent. Court documents said that Davis sat behind the woman on the bus and stabbed her 7 to 10 times as the victim stood up to leave. Davis defended herself using many racial slurs and even stated, "one less enemy." Davis pled guilty and was sentenced to 6 years in prison with a supervised release. Now to a special news segment covering the assassination of the United Healthcare CEO.
Brian Thompson, CEO of the American United Healthcare Company, was shot and killed outside an entrance to the New York Hilton Midtown Hotel in Manhattan on December 4th. Thompson was to attend an annual investors meeting. He had been criticized for United Healthcare's rejection of the insurance claims and had received death threats in the past. The shooting occurred early in the morning, and the suspect, initially described as a white man wearing a mask, fled the scene. 26-year-old Luigi Mangione was arrested 5 days later in Altoona, Pennsylvania. The fingerprint of the main suspect, Luigi Mangione, and the one from the crime scene have shown a positive match. Mangione is from a well-to-do family, was high school valedictorian, and an Ivy League graduate. Officials think that this assassination was fueled by Mangione's belief in universal health care for all. However, others theorize it was simply because of the size of the company and the fact that he knew there would be a conference on that day. Luigi Mangione also had given the cops a fake New Jersey ID before his arrest. They also found a 3-page handwritten claim that he did kill the CEO, in which he wrote about the different ways he could kill someone. This note also includes why he used a gun instead of a bomb, saying, quote, "it would kill innocents," with said gun being a Glock 19 with a 3D printed handle. However, despite all the evidence stacked against him, social media is still going crazy for Luigi Mangione. Some are even going so far as to call him a modern-day Robin Hood for his bravery and heroism. Mangione has even gotten his own legal defense campaign on Give, Send, Go, which has amassed over $150,000 of their $500,000 goal. Information about his arrest and what his sentence will be are still coming out.
That's all we have for today. From me, Cambry, Miley, Karin, Advika, and the rest of the Torch TV crew, thanks for watching. I'm Abby Knollman.
And I'm Colin Wolfe. Over Christmas break, remember to take care of yourself, others, and the place, and always try to be the best part of someone's day. We'll see you next year.